And that's how we know the world is not flat.
It's good to know. I've learned some things today.
Solid
Yeah.
point.
I mean, you know, that's they figured it out by I don't even know what year it was.
I was pretty sure in
When
Pirates of the Caribbean, though, they sailed off of the flatness. I thought that was just fact.
Hmm.
yeah, I can see why you'd think that
I
because the
Seemed
historical
real.
accuracy of Pirates of the Caribbean is pretty up there.
That's pretty
I
dead
mean,
on.
it's pretty dead on all the things that they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell you
Well,
what,
you're
I've
right.
I thought.
I've always wanted my world to be a pancake, and you've just confirmed my dreams. So,
There you go. Hmm. Confirmation. The
Mm-hmm.
world's a
Mm-hmm.
pancake. Try not to eat it.
nom nom.
All right, folks. For those of you joining us, Mark called an improv because he can
Yep,
and he has that power.
I
And
have the power.
Also,
that's
what a
right.
disastrous start to the week for us as a crew.
Yep.
I know, right? Yeah, it's pretty disastrous, but you'll have that. Yeah, Monday's come and gone. It's now Tuesday.
Man, what a
And
Monday.
yeah, what a Monday indeed. Patrick's sick. My dog throws up everywhere, like lunch, dinner. We think we might have to take her to the hospital, the vet hospital, or whatever, the animal hospital. Thankfully, she cooled it down, stayed cool for a good 6, 7 hours, and by morning she was eating normally. So we were out of that one. And then what's the deal with Facebook?
What's the
So,
deal with airline
what
food?
is the deal? Uh, so yeah, yesterday for like a good 12 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it was a long time, right?
Facebook and all of its associated apps, so Instagram, WhatsApp,
Yeah,
Facebook
we could
Messenger.
not we could not communicate with WhatsApp.
Yep. Yeah, that's like our primary, besides Discord, that's like our primary form of communication as a podcast. And we could not speak on what was originally intended to be recording day.
Nope, we
Because
we
can
got
you not use
fractured.
Facebook Messenger, by the way?
What's
I
that?
mean, I guess I could.
That seems so
No,
much easier.
but
Yeah,
we can't. I mean, sure, we could use it normally, but we can't use it. We couldn't use it yesterday.
that's true.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
What do you think people did with that extra time? Because there are so many people out there that most of their day is checking Facebook, post on
Just,
Facebook.
just imagine people went outside. They're like stepping out their doors, like,
What is happening?
what is this sun? And then like 12 hours later, up Facebook's back up. Let's go inside now.
It's like that cartoon movie, animated movie, the something versus the robots, or I can't remember
Oh,
what it's called. McAllister's? No, that's not it.
that's Home Alone.
That's Home Alone. Yes. Oh, what is that movie? It's got the pug on it, and they make a joke about
It's something versus
dog
the
pig, left
machines.
for bread. Yeah. What is it? Chris
The
the Rock would
Mitchells,
know.
the Mitchells
Mitchell's
versus the machines.
machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
even heard
they
of
have
that.
that. They're sitting around the table, and the dad's like, "All right, listen, we're gonna have a minute or 30 seconds of uninterrupted eye contact. Ready? Put down your phones now." And they all put down their phones, and they're all like looking at each other with their eyes getting all buggy. In real life, that's how it is now for people.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
can't get people to make a bunch of eye contact.
Ronnie,
It's
that's a
kind of
move.
nice.
Yeah,
It's kind of nice the phone not going off. I mean, like
it's
at
true.
all.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's freeing
You know,
for sure.
you could still technically do that now.
You could, but
No,
why
it's
would you
back
do
up now.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
too
that's
late.
preposterous.
Why would you say such a thing?
Blasphemy.
Yeah, apparently, like their servers just completely went out, which is mighty convenient given the bombshell information that was dropped. I think the night before. I think it was an interview with 60 Minutes with a person who used to work at Facebook that had a bunch of evidence showing that Facebook profits off of the hate speech that is on its platform.
Mm.
And so that may be tinfoil hat. Who knows? But it's mighty.
We love a good government conspiracy.
Yeah, I was
though,
gonna say it's mighty convenient. Just saying. But who knows? But yeah,
I didn't know until you texted me, Mark.
Yeah.
I just was assumed like nothing was happening. I don't know if I had like looked at Facebook, like the actual page.
Yeah.
I just never seen anything come through with Messenger, and me and my like friend group, we just like contact through like Facebook Messenger when we text each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I figured I'd reach out and tell you that because, I tried sending a message, trying to send the topic out, and then it's like, it's not sending for some reason.
I read through all of that yesterday, where you guys reached out multiple times. Lucas even reached out separately about a topic, and I didn't see any of them until yesterday.
Nice.
So that is my bad. But I did turn off notifications, and I probably shouldn't have. So I don't get anything from that app, and yeah, I'm not awesome about checking things, anyways.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Perfect
Fair
storm.
enough. Yep.
Fair enough.
Well, because of the perfect storm, as I said, this is Improv. I am Lucas Ham Swisher, and Marc Boucher is that guy with that beautiful beard over there,
Thank you.
and glowy wall, and then Ronnie has Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man
Miss Pac-Man.
in the background with the ghosts. Do you know which two ghosts those are? The red and the blue one, Blinky and Inky.
I honestly don't even know that. I didn't like. I have no idea. They're just random colors.
All of them are up there, aren't they?
I mean, I don't know if these are the
There's
actual
3
colors or not. Yeah, there's
wait,
more than
there's-
3 on my wall though.
Oh,
There's
is there?
Yeah, I was saying there should be 4
Is there
There's
4?
a-
I thought there
or
was 3.
5.
Let me
red,
double check.
orange, pink, and blue. Is that all of them?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Because I know 3
Roy-
of them are Inky, Blinky, and Clyde.
I got Rocket over there in the corner.
Yeah, he's also in Pac-Man.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. He's just there for protection.
He is.
He has
backs
for
up
Ms.
Ms. Pac-Man.
He has for Ms. Pac-Man's bow.
That's right.
Exactly.
He needed it for something.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. Pac-Man Ghosts.
Oop, gonna check it out. Get
Yep,
a confirmation.
Quick
I'm gonna say
Robin to
4.
the Google machine.
My guess is 4. I shouldn't be guessing. I played Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man for most of my child and adult life.
There's 4.
Yeah.
There's Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde.
Okay. You just missed Pinky, which was the most obvious
I guess, yeah.
name for the ghost that's pink.
Yeah, I mean, they were good with naming stuff back in the day.
They really, you know what?
So
They
good,
worked
man.
real
So-
hard with that.
The red one is Blinky. Obviously, the pink one is Pinky. The blue is
Inky.
Is Inky, and
Ink.
the orange is Clyde.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice.
You know, until this exact second, I didn't even know that they were like correct according to the colors.
Yep.
I just thought we did 4 random ones.
Well, you nailed it.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I subbed it out, but I'm glad that I subbed it out to somebody who knew what they were doing.
No doubt.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Good
good
work.
management.
Greatest cup of
It
coffee.
is. The world's greatest wall hangings. All right, so let's do some. We might as well do some updates, if you guys are game.
Oh, you want to do a
for
little good
it.
and bad?
Yep.
I mean, we can do good news, bad news, and I think we should
try
mix
it
it
out
up.
on improv.
I think we should just go where the wind takes us. So one of us starts with the good news or bad news, and then we don't just wait till the person's finished. We find transitions. We mix it up a bit.
I'll start with bad news.
Great. Start with some great. I'm so excited.
So
Fantastic.
good.
Love
but
bad news.
It's not
isn't
like
that what you're supposed to do though? Don't you usually start when someone says I have good news and bad news? What do you start with?
I don't know. Do you like to hear the bad news first?
I personally like the good news first, but my wife.
But you want to
likes
end on the bad news then?
And that's not that I want to end on the bad news. I kind of feel like if you give me the good news, it kind of cushions the blow of the bad news.
Because I feel like then I'm stuck with the bad news if it's last. So I'd rather have the bad news first.
So you either cushion the fall or rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I don't like ripping the Band-Aid.
Okay.
So at least when
like-
they're telling you the bad news first, and they're like, "But this is good though."
I saved
What if
15%
it's like lame?
more
No,
on my
that's not
car
as bad.
insurance.
What if the good news, it has to do with car insurance. It's like, wow, that was lame, bad, good news. The
Hey,
bad
everybody
news
be
is still
excited
bad.
to save 15% or more on their car insurance.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So hit us with your bad news. What's up?
Hit us
All
with
right,
your
so-
bad news.
I've talked about my cat outdoors. So she has a garage or like a cat door on the side of the garage. So she just kind of comes and goes as she pleases. She is a hunter, like pretty often.
Yeah.
Last week, I think there were 3 animals that she killed. She definitely
A,
finds the small
a
ones. So,
bear,
so there was a lion,
a lion, a
and
bear, and a
And a
I don't
tiger?
know. I can't. Tiger. Sure,
Oh
that
my.
works.
yeah.
Oh
So really,
my.
what it was 2 chipmunks and a bird. Now,
Savage.
as horrible as this sounds, normally she eats the whole animal, and we don't have any problems.
Okay.
Like eats
Sometimes,
it like a snake, like
I
gurgit,
mean,
like
well, she crunches it.
ingests
They
it.
don't really crunch.
Ugh.
I've watched her eat a whole bird in under 1 minute.
Oh
I'm
my
Wow.
talking
gosh.
beak and feet, like she just crunched it right down. It sounded like somebody eating ice. That's how bad
What?
it
Are
was.
you sure that's a cat?
Is that
She's
how it's
actually
supposed to
she's
work?
actually even like a petite little cat. She's not even very big. She's like a tiny cat.
How does she do that?
She's an animal, man. She's just a monster out there.
Crunching birds like ice. I never
Man,
even knew that
I've
was a thing.
I've
Well, it's
been
their
to your
bones that's crunching.
I've been to your
Well,
house.
yeah,
How did I
obviously. I
survive?
know it's that, but
But that's what it sounds like. It like you like I was just walking by and I like got something out of my car and I went to turn around. The whole thing was gone. There was just a couple of feathers left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's pretty brutal.
that is.
Cats pretty much like outdoor cats almost all the time will eat other animals. That's just, I mean, it's their nature. So,
It's a circle of life.
yeah. So, what happens sometimes is, and the only reason I know these animals exist is because usually for a few hours before she eats them, she will kill them and present them to me on the stairs of my garage. So, I have learned over the years, you don't walk out without looking because I've 100% stepped on a dead animal, and that's the worst thing ever.
Gross.
So, that's why I know about these animals because she. Oh no! Did my microphone just change?
For a second, but it went back.
Okay, I think it just gave me a notification. So what happened was, I walked out in the garage like a day ago, and I was like, "Man, it smells awful in the garage." And like honestly, like my garage doesn't really like smell that bad. It smells like a garage, but I started to smell like that dead animal smell, and I'm like, "What the heck?" So I guess that was 2 days ago. And then yesterday it got a little bit worse. And yesterday I was like, okay, I have to find whatever's in my garage because it's in there and it's not really, the weather's not like extremely cool right now. Like I think it gets up to maybe like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
So in a closed garage,
Yeah, that's not a good.
it's bad.
It's not
It's
a good
real
combo.
bad. It got to where like this morning before I actually went out there to do the search, like I had to feed the cat this morning. I was like, right before I opened the door, I was like, and then I just ran out and like fed her real fast and then came back in without breathing because I knew it was going to be
Ugh.
bad.
Yeah.
And this morning I just went ahead and opened my garage door. Like that's not staying closed all day before I go out there. So after work today, I go out there, the garage door's open. So it's bearable, it's not like, but everybody's like driven by roadkill, a dead animal, anything like that. You understand what it smells like and it smells about as bad as anything possibly could smell. Like just
Atrocious.
once the animal starts to turn, it is bad, like real bad. And this animal already had turned. Let's put it that way. So I'm looking through my garage, and I just like a couple weeks ago, I just cleaned out like basically half of my garage. So there's only one half left, which is nice. And so I'm starting to like move stuff around. Like I had to pull like my grill away from the wall, like to look under it. Like I assumed it was just like under something. Like I thought it's probably a mouse that died. It wouldn't be the first time because like if a mouse is in the garage and can't get away, it might not come out. It might choose just to die. That's
Right.
not like
It's
not like they're going to make a run for it. Like, nope, they'll just die where they are. Because she's going to kill them if they come out. So I'm looking all over the place, and I narrowed it down to my golf bag
Oh goodness.
with my golf clubs. And I was like, I'm trying to figure out how. I'm like, okay, something crawled in my golf bag and died. Now, I will say, I've been like pretty much wanting to get rid of these golf clubs like for a while. I don't golf anymore. I haven't in a really long time. They're just collecting dust. Actually, today I gave my neighbor a bunch of stuff.
There
But,
you go.
Including
so
a
I'm
golf
looking
bag
through
with
this.
a dead carcass in it.
Yeah, I got to the point.
Here you go,
I started
neighbor.
I started looking around my golf bag, like, and Last thing I want to do is touch a dead animal. I mean, we've had the discussion that I'm afraid of everything. Like, I don't want to touch
Right, right.
bugs. I especially do not want to touch a dead animal. Like,
Yep.
that smells like this. I will throw up. I probably almost threw up 5 times at least. It was just awful.
It's natural.
So I'm looking through this golf bag and like I'm shining the light like down where the clubs are and stuff. I'm like, I don't see anything. And like I opened a couple of pockets and just like looked in with a flashlight to see if there was like any sign of anything. And if there was any sign, I'd be like, it's in that pocket. Like, I'm not going to get it out. I'm just going to throw the whole golf bag away.
Yeah, you just
Like,
gotta confirm
I'm not digging
the
in.
dead body first. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can know for sure.
Exactly. So I wasn't. So I started like taking my golf clubs out, and I wanted to look to see like because if it's in the bottom of the bag, basically where all the golf handles like are for my clubs, like they're all just going to stay in there and go right in the trash as well. But it wasn't. So I started. I took out all the irons, and then I took out my driver, and I actually have like a second driver that came with a set, which is honestly just not really that good of a driver. And as I'm taking it out, I grab the top of it, and they have those. What do they call
Little
them?
socks.
Yeah,
little
kind of like a little
covers.
sock. Yeah, I guess a cover. I don't know what they're called. Um, and a dead chipmunk falls out the neck of the little sock that's on the club,
Uh-huh.
and it falls onto the ground. And I was like, "Well, there it is." And of course, like it's a, I mean, it's been dead for a long time.
Yeah.
So it crawled up there, probably in fear of its life, and died there. Instead of coming out, it would rather just die right there. That's what happened. So I was lucky to have found it. However, the smell was just kind of all over the golf bag.
Oh yeah,
Bad.
yeah.
So
we're
I got
gonna
the dead
toss
animal,
that.
and like it's a regular occurrence. Like when you live near like a pretty fair amount of woods, like you do get some dead animals. I found out the best way to do it is to get a shovel and just fling them back into the woods.
Oh yeah.
I look at it as
totally.
giving them back to the earth.
That's right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
You're fertilizing a tree.
I was just giving it back. If I had to do a whole burial every time, like I'd have a giant graveyard back there.
It would be like Pet Cemetery 3,
Yeah.
whichever one.
So,
I don't know.
So I finally get this thing. I just felt like after I found it and everything, like I was like, man, I think the smell is in my nose. Like, and I was like feeling so sick about it.
Hate
But I
that.
finally
That's when
found
you
it.
get like Vicks Vapor Rub and just lather your nose up with something
Yeah.
that smells.
Just burn the
I
nose
don't,
hairs off.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was that was the bad. I found it, luckily.
bad.
But that was pretty
Now, is that
gross,
the-
man.
Is that the worst smelling? Because so you mentioning that makes me think of the worst smelling situation I've been in, which also involved a dead animal. I was in Tampa, Florida, doing a little
hot.
like little mission trip.
I hope
in-
I hope nobody's eating while they're listening to this. By the way.
They're gonna
Well,
not be
that's-
eating soon.
They're not going to be eating soon because this is disgusting.
If you've
Sorry.
smelled that, you're not gonna eat through this. I feel like because it was
we're
bad.
Sorry.
we're at a
Proceed,
church.
Lucas.
We're cleaning out like this church that had just gotten fumigated for critters and bugs and everything else. Like they bombed the place,
Yeah.
and then they had left it for like a week, and
Oh man.
like just to make sure everything that was in it was dead. Apparently, it was in bad shape, and there was like a bunch of woodland and like just bugs and creatures inside. So we're cleaning up, and we smell something. There's an awful smell in one of the Sunday school rooms, and we're searching around, and you can see in one of the drop down ceilings that it's a little discolored. Well,
Oh,
somebody gets
no.
the great idea to poke it,
Oh,
Oh,
what
no.
a
and it
disaster.
busts apart, and a half melted possum
Oh my
falls
god.
from the ceiling. It had melted from the bug bomb, whatever they had done, and died. And you know, it's Tampa, Florida, and it was a summer mission trip, and so it had cooked in there for like a week.
That
and-
is awful.
We all left like I don't remember if anybody threw up, but I wanted to.
It's impossible to keep that. It's impossible to
heat.
go into a scenario like that and not smell it. Like whoever cleans it up,
Oh.
like you can't even like protect your nose enough to keep
No,
that
you
out. Like
can't.
it's so
No,
bad.
you can. Oh, it gets in you. It not only like you smell it, but it just the taste
Oh.
goes. It hits your mouth and it's. It was.
I don't
was
want to eat for the next 2 days now. That's gross.
Yep. Well, there you go. You're welcome.
Dude, like, that's so gross.
Yeah, pretty bad.
I wish I had.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't wish I had a story like that.
You want to get a cat now?
Not for that. Ugh.
So yeah, animal dead carcasses are top
They're
five bad smells.
they're gross. That's the worst when you're driving like windows down too, and you drive by like a carcass, and it just like hits you.
Oh
You're like, oh god,
yeah. Oh yeah, being from West Virginia, I mean,
oh, there's deer and
roadkills
stuff
all over the
everywhere.
place,
Yeah.
and deer. Oh, bloated deer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
so you know
yeah.
what the descriptive words you use are making it worse. I'm going to tell you
I
right
know.
now.
That's what I'm
When you
trying to.
said
I'm trying to.
melted and now you're saying bloated, like those are two
Oh,
horrible things that are
you ever
true.
seen that? Like a bloated
Yeah.
deer that's been out on the highway that's like looks like it's just like a balloon ready to explode.
I feel like we've all driven by the same dead animal multiple times, and you like literally see the changes in it every day, and you can't help but look.
You
Yep.
do. You can't help but look. It's like I don't know. Yeah, you can't help but look.
But there must be people like
Right.
that. Their job is to clean dead animals
Yeah,
off
dude.
the highway.
Well, yeah.
There are. They
Okay.
bring that like limestone or whatever they pour all over it. That'll help it decompose faster,
Hmm.
and it like gets rid of the smell. At least that's what they do, like in Ohio. But there is people that work for like certain counties that like they legitimately like pick up roadkill and stuff, which I could absolutely never do that.
Yep.
Nope.
Awful.
Like that is literally that is your job. That is your
What a
9 to
horrible
5
job,
thing. Oh
dude.
my gosh.
Like best case
sounds
scenario
awful.
is it just died. Like
Yeah.
that's the best case scenario in your day.
They're like, we got a fresh one. Phew.
Oh, all right,
All
fresh
right.
one.
Sweet.
And the bad part is like you cannot shower enough to the
No, you really
smells.
can't. You really can't. All right, Mark, you got any bad news you want to share with us?
Oh my gosh. Do I have bad news? Think about it.
All right, think
You
about
could
it.
sprinkle in some good news.
I'll just throw in my bad news real quick.
Okay, cool.
I had gotten sick, and then my wife started to get sick. Patrick got sick, and my dog got sick. Like my dog got sick like a little bit late morning yesterday, but it was just like a little puddle. Like it was weird. It was just like she
Like just stomach bile or
yeah,
whatever.
just like a little stomach bile. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Are you okay?" But she was acting normal, so I didn't think anything of it. And then a couple hours later, I gave her lunch, and she was fine. But then, like an hour after lunch, I saw her in the yard eating something, and I'm like, "What do you? No, there's nothing in the yard you need to eat. She's not like your cat, Ronnie, that just grabs birds and chipmunks and
She
starts
would be
eating
if you
them."
let her, probably.
I mean, she totally is. I'm pretty sure, like
This looks good.
a month after having her, I think I remember James saying that I wasn't there, but I guess she found a dead bird and they had to get it from her. This is when she's like 2 or 3 months old.
Ah, that's the worst.
She's a little too small to do something with it, but she definitely grabbed it, I think.
Dogs will roll in that scent.
Oh, they'll roll in everything. Their dogs are gross. But
They
anyway,
are
I walk
gross.
up and she's eating her food that she had just vomited up. And I was like, well, I mean, if you're eating it, you I guess you know best if it's
It's hard to get mad at
I
her for
mean,
that, huh?
I mean, it's
Do
nutrition.
lunch, do
so,
whatever you want to do with it.
I mean, I guess you eat it again. And then like 4 hours after that, she was fine. Well, then, not thinking, when we were making dinner, we decided to just let her eat random vegetables as we were making them. Like, so I gave her a little carrot, gave her a little cabbage, and she was fine with it. She ate it, crunched it up, a little roughage. I thought that might be okay. Well, then I got the dumb idea of giving her a little bit of green pepper, and found out after the fact from the vet that you don't want to feed dogs green peppers, especially German Shepherds. They have a sensitive stomach, and giving them that kind of variety, well, we paid for it because like an hour later, she threw up dinner, and then she kept throwing up. She threw up lunch, which now this is the second time it's come out.
Oh,
And it was pure liquid. And then after that, she threw up stomach bile. And at this point, we're contacting the vet. We're like kind of worried. She's
Yeah,
never been
when
this
it's a
sick
lot.
before. And it's just like, is she going to stop? Because she's just doing that dry heaving and there's nothing coming up. And I'm like, I don't know. But she was acting normal, which is weird. Because to me, if you're throwing up that much, you're going to start getting lethargic. And if there's something serious, but she was acting normal. So this was probably like 2 hours, 3 hours before we usually put her, everybody goes to bed. So 3 hours after the fact, nothing. She was fine. And then the vet said, just let her go overnight. No water, no food. And then first thing in the morning, check on her. And I did, and she was fine. Nothing else thrown up. She just pretty much I just tried to poison her by giving her, vegetables. And so now I'm not going to give her vegetables anymore. Only dog food. That's all she gets. So thankfully that ended with good news that it wasn't more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Absolutely.
that was not cool. That's the first time she's gotten that sick. So that's
Yeah,
kind of scary.
It is like I'm sure it's like scary with your kids and stuff when they get
Kids
sick.
and animals. Kids and animals. It's very
Yeah, I
scary.
mean when they can't tell you, like it's just an extra
Yeah.
level of
They're
scary.
like babies. Yeah. Babies
Yeah.
and animals. They can't tell you anything.
Yeah.
They can communicate. It is scary.
Yeah, the only bad news I can think of that I had was like for the better part of last week, like I was just feeling nauseous the whole week for no reason at all, and I think it's because of whatever stomach thing or whatever that is continually going on with me that I still haven't been able to figure out what it is. Because all the tests have come back normal. I guess the next step for me is going to like a gastroenterologist or something like that. Because I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, the better part of the week I was feeling nauseous, which was really sort of frustrating. I never actually threw anything up, but it was just like lump in your throat kind of nauseous.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was like bad news that turned into good news, I guess.
Okay.
And so Friday night, I'm just sitting at home. I just gotten off of work. And just hanging out doing nothing. And all of a sudden I get a text message from my sister-in-law. And she's like, yeah, so we caught something on fire in the oven. And so the fire department is here right now. And they're helping, and we need to clean things up. And Kevin, their son, he's like, Kevin hasn't eaten anything, and we are trying to clean in here. Do you think you could possibly stop by McDonald's and just pick him up some food? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, have you guys eaten anything? Well, no, not really. So
Classic parent there.
yeah. So. Yeah, so what they did was apparently they stuck a I don't know if it was like a frozen pizza or because it was from a place local to here, or at least somewhat local to here, called Mellow Mushroom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned that before.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was just they had it in the fridge and they were looking to reheat it in the oven or what. But so they put the pizza in it was in the box in the oven.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that before, but like putting the oven on the absolute lowest temperature.
Yeah, I don't think they did that.
They put it
It
like,
seems like maybe they didn't.
I mean, I guess it does sound like they did not put it on the lowest temperature.
Yeah.
They're like,
So-
we're cooking this baby quick.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, they put the whole thing in there, box and all, and so obviously the whole thing just caught on fire.
Is this
my
something they
gosh.
regularly do? Did
No.
you find that out?
No, this is the first. Well, I don't know if they do this on the regular. That they just moved into this home like a month and a half ago.
Man, tried to burn it down right away.
Yeah.
Not wasting any time.
Nope. But that's like par for the course for my sister-in-law and their family, because it just seems like bad things happen to them just for no reason. Although there's reason for that, I guess.
I'm saying that's not no reason.
Yeah. Yep. But so I'm like, yeah, man, I'll get you guys some food from McDonald's. That's fine, because there's a McDonald's like 2-3 minutes drive from their house. So I go over there. And it's just like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it's still very much kind of dinner rush hour. So yeah, that place was like, it was wrapped around the building. Just lined for the drive-through. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here for a while. Now, here's where the bad news turns into good news. So I go through the line, get up there to the drive-through, get to take my, give my order and everything. Come around to the first window, and they were slammed, obviously. So I come to the first window, and I go to hand my debit card to the lady, to the drive-through lady, and she's like, she says something to the effect like, I think they didn't. I don't think they paid for they paid for the wrong thing or something like that. And she's like, "Can you just move up to the second window?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." All right, so I move up to the second window. Dude gives me the food, and I'm like, I'm sitting there waiting. He's like, "Did we forget something?" I'm like, "No, just haven't paid for the food yet. It's just she told me to come to the second window." And he gets kind of, "Nah, man, you're good." So I got $20 worth of food for free.
All
From
right.
McDonald's. So that was awesome.
The guy just didn't want to deal with it at all.
Yep.
Just get
Like,
out
you
of
know
here.
what, man? Just go.
Get out of
Just
here.
go.
Fine.
Yeah, there were like 20 people behind me, so they're like, "No, just go. Don't even want to mess with it." So yeah, didn't have to pay for the food. Brought it to my brother and sister-in-law, and my father and mother-in-law came by and helped them basically clean everything up because they used, I guess, a particular type of fire extinguisher that the fire department used. That's like the foamy powdery type stuff, like the real white stuff. And that had like covered everything in their kitchen, basically. Man. Yeah, so they had to they had to wipe everything down and mop the floors and just wipe the countertops and everything. And they had to try to air out their house as much as possible because everything smelled like smoke for like a good couple of days. But thankfully nobody was hurt at all, which was good.
Fortunate. Yep.
And they just had a laugh at it, and yeah, we were joking with them like, okay, so this is the wrong way to get the family together because it was me and my
Right.
brother-in-law's brother and my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They're like, if you wanted us to come over, just ask us to come over. You don't have to try to burn the place down.
It's funny.
But yeah, bad news to good news.
There you go. Bad news to good news. Nice transition. I mean, I have one more piece of bad news that will transition to good news because we do need to get to the good news. We can't be all
have at it.
Wet blankets around here. You know how I told you last week, Mark? I know you'll remember because you're a Legend of Zelda fan. I did that Legend of Zelda challenge, the Legend of Persephone with Hades, Triforce of the Gods. Well, I found out that I pretty much did my own Game Genie edition of it because you know how you have that little mirror in Hades where you can like do upgrades and stuff. Well, I apparently overdid it, and I didn't see in the rules where you could only do certain aspects of the mirror, and I did the whole mirror. So after I turned in my picture and said, "Hey, I did the challenge," like 30 minutes later, someone was like, "Yeah, no, you didn't. You were disqualified, sir. Not pass go." So I was disqualified. I was like, "Well, now I got to do it again." And I told you guys last week that it took me five runs to get the rundown.
Yeah.
30 runs later on Monday morning, I did it. Half of them were deaths because no dash is just no bueno. The other half was just me I was trying to get the master sword, quote unquote, because I needed to get 2 hammer upgrades. And if I didn't get one of the hammer upgrades correct, I just started over. It was crazy, but I did it and I felt accomplished. I definitely turned down some of the difficulty, but I had fun. And in the process of doing that, I beat the game with every weapon under 15 minutes. So did a lot of speed running. I even did one run that was like right at 10 minutes and 5 seconds with the magnetic fists. I don't know if you got to use the fists at all, Ronnie, but magnetic ones are one of my favorites where it sucks the enemy towards your fist and you just
I don't know if I ever got the magnetic version of them, but that sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Those fists are pretty fun though. I mean, they're just like speed bagging
You're like,
the whole
It
time.
reminds me
Yeah.
of Bruce Lee
Yeah.
from Broforce, where he's just like, except
Yeah.
Zagreus doesn't make that sound. I
It's
wish he
almost
did.
like
That'd be
Liu
awesome.
Kang type stuff right there.
If you've ever
Yeah.
played Minecraft Dungeons, you can actually get a version of those, like as your
Oh,
primary
I
weapon.
still need to. I
Really?
still need to play that.
Yeah.
Definitely still need to play that.
Yeah, I actually think
Um,
you'll really like it, Lucas.
but yeah, I've now cleared the underworld successfully over 100 times, and here's to
Wow.
100 more.
Dang, dude.
I'm
You're just
loving
gonna
the
keep.
game.
You're just gonna keep playing it.
I'm keep raising the heat and keep trying to speed run. I've gotten into a little bit of speed running and stuff and that community, and that's been really
Nice.
fun. I'm gonna try to get a sub 10 minute run with the fists, maybe the rail gun, and just see how high I can go with the heat, because you can go up to like 64, I think, which is absolutely bonkers. Like you pretty much have nothing to help you with anything, and
Mm.
I think right now I think someone's beating it on 63. I don't remember if someone's beating it on 64, but there's some crazy players out there that have really gone through the ringer with that game. But I'm still loving it. So yeah, so that was my other good news, was just kind of those milestones in Hades. So
Nice.
all right, how about for you guys? What other good news you got?
So good news on Saturday night. We started up Retro October.
Yeah,
Yeah, and got to stream some Super Mario 64, man. That
yeah. How many stars did you get?
I think I only got like 20 stars in their like 2-ish hours.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
need
know.
you need to pump those numbers up.
Listen, I hadn't touched the game in like
Listen here, guy.
now she here, child. Yeah, I haven't touched the game in like in like 15, 20 years, something like that.
It should be like riding a bike.
Some of it was, some of it was very much not.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
controls are. I think the controls get worse every time you pick it up and play it.
Yeah, the camera was very like early
Oh,
days.
the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera.
Like it was bad. It was kind of bad back when first played it, but like now that everything is
Now
so
it
much
seems
improved,
atrocious.
it's like,
Yeah,
how did we work through this?
yeah. I don't know how we did it.
It was the best we had.
Yep, and
It's
we
true.
liked it.
Even
But-
when it was the best, we knew it was bad though.
yeah, yeah,
We knew that camera was bad.
absolutely. But man, so many memories that it brought back up of, when I first, because they celebrated. It was actually its 25th birthday last week. Of the
Nice.
N64 and Super Mario 64 came out on the same
Very
day,
nice.
September 29th, 1996. And just brought up back a lot of memories. I didn't get mine until February of 97. That was when I got my N64.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think I've told you on the podcast, like the first night I got it, like I snuck out of my bed, got up in the middle of the night and was playing it. And got in trouble with my mom. Had some very, very colorful words yelled at me.
Worth it.
Yep, absolutely
It
worth
had to
it.
be totally worth it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so much nostalgia, and the memories were great. I got to like 20 something stars, I think, and was able to play the first Bowser fight. So that was
There you
good.
go. Nice.
Which is it's kind of simple because it's only one hit on one of those spike bombs that you have to throw him into. Now, granted, it took a little bit to get the swing of actually trying to hit the right spot to hit him with
For sure.
hit the bomb, because like
There's
was-
nothing like just tossing him and he just lands flat and then he gets back up again. You're
Yep.
like, gosh, get over here, you big
Yep.
turtle man.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of support in the chat. People came out watching. So it was a lot of fun, and it was good to relive those memories. Got myself a Mario hat here that I wore on
Oh
stream.
yeah, I see that.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So it was a lot of fun. For sure.
Sweet.
I finished Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I talked about that
Nice.
last time, but I played it a little bit more just to kind of go through some of the stuff that I hadn't completed yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I can now say that I'm officially done. Like, once you get to that time where you have nothing to do and you still don't turn it on, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So I'm there, but I am downloading a new game that recently got on Game Pass, and that is the Avengers.
There you go.
Oh, getting in on the
I saw that was on
Avengers.
Game Pass today.
There
Yep.
you go.
So yeah, I'm gonna give that a try here
Nice.
shortly and see how I think I'm gonna like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think you'll like it. But you downloading it now is just like it's like a baby being born right when someone else has died because I deleted it off my hard drive today.
yeah,
I'm done. I am
I,
done with the Avengers.
I was like, I think this game just came out not that long ago. I was like, oh wow, 2020. Never mind. Like,
Yeah, that was the 2020 number. I
yeah,
think
longer than I
September,
thought.
beginning of September is a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I played it today trying to get into the DLC, and it's harder than I remember. I started out the campaign that's supposed to be a couple hours long, and like 45 minutes later, I had died a bunch. I'd repeated checkpoints, and I was just like, you know what? This isn't fun. And I just turned it off, deleted a game, and I was like, I'm done. I've already gotten the platinum.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I proceeded the next 15 minutes to read the story on Wikipedia for all the DLC, and I'm good. I'm fine with that. It's a cool story,
You
but
made your
it's
peace
just-
with it.
I made my peace with it. Kind of
Yep.
sad because it's mine and Patrick's jam, but without Patrick, without playing with somebody else, it's okay. Like the campaign is fun to play on your own, so
Yeah.
definitely get into that campaign. Play
For the
through
most
that.
part, that's what I probably will
fun.
do anyways.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
I
fun.
like you said, like playing with Patrick or playing with somebody else, like playing online. Like I really don't play a lot of things online unless I'm playing like with somebody else.
With a buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't like that doesn't do anything for me just playing with randoms and
Yeah, man. I hope you like it for sure. I still like the game. I knew it was time. Just like you did with Red Dead. It's like, you know what? It's
yeah.
time.
Yeah, when
It
it's
is
over, it's
time.
over. I mean,
Yeah.
so I did also just to swing back, I did make one additional bad decision this weekend.
Ooh.
Okay.
Which is
Lay it
funny
on us.
now. But Friday night, my buddy that I haven't seen in a while, I guess it's probably been a year now. He came down. He came up. He lives in Kentucky, and we hung out like Friday, and we were sitting out. We had a little campfire and everything, and I think it was about midnight or 12:30, somewhere in that range. And I was like, man, I'm hungry though. So I open up DoorDash and I look, and the first thing and the only thing there is White Castle.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So I ordered one of those like 2-person meals. Like it's just a ton of crap with like 2 drinks, you know?
Yeah.
I felt terrible all day on Saturday. I woke up
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
What did I do?
White Castle's Revenge.
I woke up like my stomach was hurting. Like I was like greasier. Like it's like I rubbed them all over my face. It was just bad. Like all around bad. Elizabeth was gone all day. Thank God. Like she was gone all day because I was just a disaster.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the kind of time too. Like when you go, take a plop, that stays around for a little while.
Right.
That does not go right away with the old White Castle. I don't know what those are made out of, but it is something that we're not supposed to eat. So yeah, it was it was rough. We were talking about it the next day though. Like those sandwiches, like it's really not even like separate ingredients. Everything's really just like melted together. Like even the bread is not really bread. It's just like some kind of substance like that's connected to everything
Blech.
else.
Sounds like that.
I remember
animal
when I was
found at
eating them
that
too. I'm
church
like, these are
when
so
it's
gross.
melted together.
I was like, these are so gross, but we ate them anyways. So yeah, that was my other bad decision.
Mm.
That had to be the first time in like 5 or 6 years, I think, that I've even had White Castle. I couldn't remember the last time I even had it.
Yeah.
It's never an option where you're like, yeah, let's get White Castle tonight.
With
Like,
enough time.
you don't consciously really make that decision.
No, but with enough time, everything sounds good. Like we went to the mall the other day to run an errand, and this was a different mall. Like Sao Paulo has like, I want to say they have at least 30, if not 40 malls in the
Wow.
entire city. There are a lot. So I've gone to a new mall every 6 months for
I feel like
one
malls
reason
are
or the other.
Dying here. like
Yeah,
every
they're
day.
they're booming here, booming. But we
Really?
went to a mall and they had a Taco Bell, and I was just like, you know what? I want Taco Bell,
That's been a while.
You know what?
and
I
I
feel
get
like destroying my intestines tonight.
that's pretty much at the end. I was like, you know what? I don't need Taco Bell now for a really long time because that was disgusting.
You got your
Like
bell rung?
it wasn't disgusting. Ugh. It was it was just not pleasant. It
Yeah.
was like this is not real ground beef. Like this is porridge, maybe hot dog
None
chili.
of it's really
Like
real
this,
food, even. Like it's
I
just
mean,
a bunch of ingredients. It's all the same thing,
mashed together.
just
Yeah,
Just
it
differently.
really is.
barely past FDA approval.
Meat, tortilla, cheese, and
I tell you
vegetables.
what
Like
though,
everything is a version of that.
they had a Kit Kat burrito, which was like a burrito
What?
Kit Kat. That one was yummy. I
Like
mean, they
with
pretty
chocolate in it.
yeah, and they just
Oh, that sounds gross.
it was good.
That's probably why you were sick.
No,
So-
I didn't get sick from it. It just was like it was just like that wasn't
You
satisfying
didn't get sick yet.
yet. It's only been a week.
Yeah.
It could still hit me. You never
yeah,
know.
with Taco Bell for me, like it doesn't. I don't. I guess it doesn't tear me up that bad, but like if it, like I would equivalent, or I would like, I was probably as sick as if I had eaten Taco Bell for the whole weekend
Mm.
after just eating the White Castle one time.
Mm.
It was so bad. I could taste it the next morning, which is like 10 hours later. I still could taste it.
Yeah, probably because it's got like preservatives that.
You can't even shower that off.
And the amount of preservatives that it's supposed to be like years worth of preservatives all in one meal.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
you
like
should-
made to survive the apocalypse.
Yeah.
You should have had Elizabeth pressure wash you.
Honestly, I should have.
Then it would have like taken off of the few layers of your epidermis along with the grease.
Yeah,
from
that would have
them
hurt probably.
sliders. Probably
Pressure
hurt, but
washers
it'd be worth
those
it.
are intense.
They do not fool around.
They don't. So yeah, cheers
Any
to
more
bad
good
decisions.
news? Yeah, hey. Good news that turns into bad news.
You got to do. I mean, you got to do it to appreciate the good.
Yep.
You really do. You got to have that from time to time.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Do you guys want to do like some music picks?
Yeah,
Should
do it.
Should be a good idea. Yeah.
Should be a good idea. I think so. That would be good
The
news.
best idea we've had all night.
Music. I think so. Ronnie, what do you got for your music choice?
My song was a song called "Emotions" by Ian Dior.
So this one, like, since it's so new, I was really having a hard time finding some like factoids,
they're
like information on it. Basically, what I've got is it's the first single from Ian Dior's debut album, Nothing's Ever Good Enough. The track was produced by Nick Mira, who has worked with, and I really hope I say this name right. Is it Triple X Temptation?
It's like Tentacion or something.
Tentacion.
I'm not really sure how to say it, but I think it's something like that.
Goodness. Okay. Well,
All right.
my
There's
ignorance is
some
showing.
crazy names out there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So he's worked with him as well as Juice World and Lil Skies for several other hits. That was basically the only information I could find on it. But
Yeah. So I just started listening to them. I guess fairly recently, within the past few months. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the show or not, but like my main style of music is actually hip hop, like in rap music. Juice World is my favorite artist. I think it's not even close. Not even close anymore. I was sad. Like I was sad when I learned that he passed because I felt like he was producing his music was so awesome.
Yeah.
At least to me. And it's kind of funny because like in life, I'm happy, every day and things, but Juice World sings about it's just straight heartbreak music.
Yeah.
But I've always found it to be such a, like, his emotion, the way he sings it and the way he tells it. Like, if you've ever gone through anything like that, it's just a really, almost like a cool retelling of the story. Like, it feels real, those emotions.
Yeah.
So it's weird for
Cool.
somebody that's happy all the time, then to turn around and listen to like heartbreak music all the time. But I just think it's that powerful, just powerful music. So the way I found these guys was Juice World was featured in one of their songs. And I
Okay.
listened to it and I liked it, and I was like, oh, that like they sound pretty cool. And then another one popped up, and it just kind of, it kind of happens.
Down the rabbit hole from there.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of them lately.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet deal.
Yeah.
Lucas.
Mine is a classic and definitely has some factoids about it. It is John Denver's Country Roads.
Yep.
Take Me Home.
Country Roads.
West Virginia.
John Denver's
Mountain
full of
Mama.
bleep.
So he is a little full of bleep. Especially Lucas, when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, and this may
All right.
make you a little bit upset about the song.
We'll see. I
So
might
this-
already know about it.
You probably do, but so the song was not originally the inspiration for the song was not originally from West Virginia.
Right.
Yeah. So the writers of the song, Taffy Nivert and Dan Danoff, they were actually
Dan Danoff. What
Yeah.
a name.
that is his name. They were actually vacationing in Maryland, and were inspired to write about these old country roads.
But West Virginia got credit for it, so it counts.
Yeah, basically, at one point, Dan Danoff was kind of playing around with either West Virginia or his home state of Massachusetts. So instead of singing West Virginia, it would be Massachusetts. But he's like, that's not very musical sounding. And that's-
Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at the time, the Bee Gees had actually come out with a song called Massachusetts. So he's like, nah, that's probably not a good idea. And so he actually started researching West Virginia. And so that's how he incorporates a lot of the geographical and, historical stuff that's in that song. And they almost actually sold the song to Johnny Cash.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
That would have been
it's-
cool.
Yeah.
It would have had a different feel, though. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Before
it might have sounded like Heartbreak rather than,
Yeah, that's true.
And then, of course, John Denver got a hold of it, jumped on it. He's like, yep, I want that. Also, at that point, I believe, never been to West Virginia.
That is correct. That's the other thing that I knew, that it was fake news.
Yeah.
He was singing about West Virginia having never been there.
Yep.
Come on, man.
But
We'll take it. It's our
Hey, good song
it's
is
our,
a good song.
It's our theme song.
at least they did their research about it.
Yeah.
It is really, though, like music and like what I was talking about before, like music is what you make of it personally, like the way it makes you feel. So
Yeah,
even
for
though
sure.
he'd never been there, like it reminds you of home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's a song I want to sing every time we drive from the Pittsburgh airport, pull into West Virginia.
Probably love to see
on
that
the
sign.
interstate. Yep.
Yeah.
Wild and wonderful.
Mhm.
Or as it used to say, open for business. That lasted for like a year or two, and then they changed it back to wild and wonderful. We're like,
You wanna know
whose
what-
dumb idea was it open for business?
That sounds like a Vegas thing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all business in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Apparently. Goodness. Okay.
I don't even know what the Ohio sign says, honestly. It says, "Welcome to Ohio."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Welcome
it
to
says
Ohio. We
welcome
have
to
nothing.
Yeah.
We got nothing.
It's like, welcome to Ohio. Well, here it is.
Our sports teams will disappoint you.
Mm-hmm.
For those Bearcats, man, number 5 right now, ranked in the nation.
Number 5. Wow.
There you go. I see Eric, Bengalman09, for those who may not know, several times a week. He's wearing his Bearcats polo every time I see him. Okay, so before I share mine, I'm going to go ahead and share Patrick's, who of course
Old
is
Patties.
not with us. He shared the song "I'm My Own Grandpa."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yep. Which has actually been done by several people. It was written by Dwight
course.
Latham and Mo
You mean
Jaffe.
Patrick chose a cover?
Yeah,
He
what a
chose a cover
surprise.
again. That is like his mantra. He loves picking them covers.
Batting 1,000. It was originally performed by a group called Lonzo and Oscar in 1947. The Muppets have done a cover of this song.
Are you
And-
serious?
Yeah, they've done it
Oh my
on The
gosh.
Muppet Show.
Muppets, man.
Yep. A guy by the name of Ray Stevens did a cover of it back in the 80s. Willie Nelson has done a cover of it.
Yeah.
And more recently, and this is where Patrick knows it from, it was referenced in the movie The Stupids back in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's hilarious. All right.
And then finally, my pick is Aha's Take on Me.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite
Good one.
80s songs. I'm a big 80s fan. And basically the guys in Aha minus the lead singer, whose name is Morton Harkett. He's the lead singer. But he wasn't with the band at the time. They previously had a band called Bridges, and they originally had a song called Miss Erie that kind of had a lot of the certain characteristics that Take on Me that would become, including like the synth riff, yeah, that was in the song. And then when that band fell apart, and then they got Morton Harkett to be part of the band as the lead singer, they sort of retooled the song, and it turned into Take on Me, and the rest is history.
Very cool.
The music video for it is amazing. Had some very cutting edge animation effects. Like it's all like they go into this like black and white drawing type world. That's really cool.
There's actually a scene on Family Guy where they do that.
Yep. Yeah, and then he falls out of the freezer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, and Lois is like, Chris, where were you? And he's like, I don't know.
He just fell into the music video.
But yeah, love the song. Obviously, dude's got an incredible vocal range to hit the notes that he hits, and can still hit those notes to this day. Definitely
Nice.
search Take on Me, a more recent performance, and he is
It's always
amazing.
impressive when those guys they get older and they can still just
Still do
kill
it.
it, man.
Just rip
Yeah.
it out. But yeah,
For sure.
Aha's Take on Me.
All right. Well, there you go. I think that that concludes our good news, bad news improv. We be streaming
We do.
some days during the week. Mark's got Tuesdays and Saturdays covered. I have random days most morning. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, this
Saturday and
weekend,
Sunday
yeah,
this
this
week.
weekend's an exception because we did have to record tonight. So
True.
Yep.
True.
Saturday, Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. Get that. Get your retro on. So check out Mark. Check out Chris most mornings at the Butt Crack of Dawn, 4 a.m. around Eastern Standard Time. Then I'm a little not as late, not as early, but still early, around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, a few times a week. And yeah, so we'd love to hang out. If you're not about streaming, you can, of course, find us on Discord and Twitter for all about those things. They still run. I don't think we usually do a lot of Facebook, thankfully,
Yeah.
or Instagram. We're there, but
Yep.
you don't have to look for us there.
We
'cause
keep it
doesn't
up,
even work
but-
half the- Yeah, we keep it up, but as we know from yesterday, it doesn't always work. So besides that, give us ratings and reviews if you'd like to throw in a good word. We'd appreciate it. And yeah, that just about covers it. So Pat's not with us, but
Here's
he
Pat.
usually
He
starts.
sure is not.
The spirit of old Patty, Mark, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week. And may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.